The reasons that I think we saw an increase in buyer demand are first, COVID hit pretty strong in March of 2020. It seemed like every reason prior to COVID did not motivate a buyer. After COVID and the lockdowns, it did. If you needed more space, a yard, an office, to get out of a downtown environment, to get closer to family, or just because you could move because of remote jobs, any reason created a new buyer, resulting in a dramatic increase in the number of buyers in the housing market. In addition, rental prices were skyrocketing. So it was rational to just buy if you could because the numbers made a lot of sense. Why pay a landlord's mortgage when you could buy something for the same monthly payment or less? And then add on all of the tax benefits of owning a home and the home value appreciation. It was just a no-brainer. Then came the institutional buyers. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but Redfin reported that in the fourth quarter of 2021, around 18.4% of all properties for sale were sold to an institutional investor, the highest it's ever been since it started being tracked in 2000. So then we have vacation home purchases. The vacation home markets took off and people were making lots of money on Airbnbs, which added motivation and financial support to the vacation home purchases. And at last, the long-awaited massive demographic group, the millennials, finally started buying homes. Job research reports showed a high percentage of millennials had COVID-safe careers, with the highest average annual incomes of any other demographic group. So we have this increase in people's wealth, an increase in buyer demand, people can afford to buy houses, and they have money to spend. However, we also saw a severe imbalance in supply and demand. Why? Inventory, the one issue that played the biggest role. The top two reasons why the supply of homes for sale was constrained, which accelerated this imbalance in supply and demand, are that after the big real estate crash of 2008, new home builders have been very conservative in how many homes they build. The number of new homes being built year after year were way down. So for an entire decade, we did not add enough new homes to meet demands. And the compound effect of this shortage finally came to a head when combined with all of the other demand factors we just mentioned. Then, once COVID kicked in, lockdown and fear took over, paralyzed a lot of home sellers. We saw that people were more hesitant to put their homes on the market. Since 2012, we have had a low supply of homes for sale. Then add COVID and the increased buyer demand, and we literally could not list enough homes to keep up with the demand, even though the number of homes sold has increased more than we've ever seen. So based on all of this, you can see why U.S. home price appreciation was breaking records. Real estate has always been a great long-term investment, but this was one of the greatest wealth gains ever in real estate. So what does all of this mean? The good news is that Charlotte is poised to weather this real estate downturn much better than many parts of the country. Our local economy and job growth continues to be robust, and people are continuing to move here. Charlotte's challenge is still affordability and inventory. So housing affordability is driven by many factors, but the two key inputs are home prices and mortgage rates. We just lived through a unique period in American history where rising home prices were offset by record low interest rates. The cheap financing helped keep the monthly mortgage payment in check. Interest rates have risen dramatically since the start of this year, though, putting a strain on housing affordability. Buyers were already starting to get priced out of the market when interest rates moved from 3 to 4%, and every subsequent increase has continued to price people out of homeownership. We simply don't have enough homes to meet the demand. We only have a 2-month supply of inventory, and a balanced or stable market should have 6 to 7 months worth of inventory. So while we are seeing an increase in inventory, there isn't great inventory. The people who are properly preparing their home for sale, pricing strategically, are seeing their house go under contract fairly quickly. Unfortunately, we still have some sellers who have not accepted where the market is today, and those homes are still sitting for longer periods of time. So if you're considering selling and are willing to work with your realtor on a strategic selling plan, you will still reap the benefits of this seller's market. All right, so as we wrap up this video, if you're uncertain about where you are in life in terms of moving, not moving, you're just looking for a resource, that's what we're here for. We're not here to sell you a house. When you decide to hire a real estate agent in the future, I want to make sure that I'm the obvious choice. I want to earn your business between now and when you decide to buy or sell your next home. Please reach out no matter where you are in the process, whether that's today or years from now. We'd love to help any way that we can, at least guide you in the process. So reach out at info@beckymccully.com. We'll see you in the next video.